Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of our tip calculator, or Android tip calculator tutorial. And I'll be honest, right now I'm pretty annoyed because I just finished making this video and I was trying out a new recording program called Fraps instead of Cam Studio, which is what I normally use. And for some reason the audio in that video came out terrible, completely unintelligible. And now I can't use it. I have to make a new video at 12 a.m. on Sunday. So, not a great night for me today, but I'll push through it because I want to continue this series. So let's get started. In the last video, what we did was we added functionality to the addDinerButton so that when the user clicked it, it created a new row in main table underneath the first row, the first customer row, and in the row there was one edit text that said customer. And I'll show you that here. So we click it, and it's all good except that we have a few problems. So first of all, obviously we need another edit text here that says $0, and we need another button here, an addDinerButton that they can click, or an addItem button that they can click. And also, if you look at this thing here, first of all, when you click it, if you click the first one, it selects the entire text. If you click these other ones, it doesn't do that yet. And also the layout properties, the alignment, and all of that, the gravity, it's all off. It doesn't look like this one. The inside gravity is not right, center, vertical, and the whole view, the layout gravity is not center, and other things I'm sure too. So let's go and fix that today. So the plan for today is we're going to copy the layout properties from these two edit texts, and we're going to apply them to these new edit texts that we're going to make. And the way to do that is, first of all, we need to be able to access those edit texts. So let's go ahead and create some variables. Let's declare some variables. And again, what I like to do is just use the same names for the variables as we do for the IDs. So this is what we called those two edit texts when we made our XML document. So we declared them, now let's assign them. Assign them to something that we cast as an edit text, and we find using find view by ID, and we pass the ID that we set in our our XML document. Amount 1 of 1, edit text, find view by ID. And I'm going to go a little faster than in the past tutorials since I'm sure you're starting to get used to Java and you understand more what's going on here, so I don't have to explain everything. So that's all good. And if you ever get lost, you can always email me, or remember my email is loudcon@loudcon.com, so that's easy to remember. Or comment or message me on YouTube, anything like that works. Okay, so we can access the edit text now. So let's go ahead and use them. So let's go, we created an edit text, we set the text, let's also set some other stuff. et1.set, what is it, on focus? Hold on, let me check. So what do we need our edit text to have? Let's go back to the XML document, and let's check out the edit text. And again, I have to apologize, my computer is not designed for coding and making videos at the same time. Okay, so it has the width and height will be set automatically, we don't have to worry about that. The EMS is basically the text font size, and the default is going to be 10, so we don't have to change that. So we have to set select all on focus. So in order to do that, in Java, the code is, or the method is, the edit text dot set select all on focus, and pass it a value of true. So now, when the user clicks on any of these edit texts, or any of these ET1s, it'll select everything that's in it. We also need to set the, let's do the input type next. Now input type refers to, here I'll show you. If you go to the graphical layout tab, for the text fields, these are all edit texts, but they're different kinds of edit texts. So for these are person name edit texts, and these are number decimal edit texts. And when you drag and drop those types of edit texts, Eclipse automatically sets the input type to the correct version. So this is number decimal. But if you create an edit text on the fly, you have to manually set the input type. So let's do that. So the first one, it's going to be a person name edit text. So we're going to set the input type to person name, and the way to do that, the easiest way to do that, is to set input type, which is the method name, and then what we do is first customer.getInput type. Okay, so what this does is we're going to set the input type for ET1, and what are we going to set it to? It's going to be the argument here, and what is the argument? It is get the input type of first customer. So we're going to create a new ET here, and the input type we're going to use is the same input type as first customer. So get input type from first customer, and then set ET1's input type to that. And always remember to put the 2 parentheses here. I always forget, but you need to remember to put these here, even though it's empty. Okay, that sets the input type. Let's do the same thing for gravity, I think. What else is there? There's gravity, and there's layout gravity, and everything else is fine. So let's go ahead and do that. Set gravity. That's the method, very intuitive. And the one we're going to use is get gravity from first customer. Again, very intuitive. Exact same principles being used. And okay, for the next one, for layout gravity, it's a little different. What we're going to use is the method set layout params and get layout params. Layout params stands for layout parameters, and layout parameters basically refer to everything that's under this little box here. So like width, height, and margins, and gravity. So whatever is here, I think there's also some weight. So anyway, all this stuff here, that's layout parameters. So what we're doing is we're getting the layout parameters from first customer, and we're setting it to ET1. So now our layout gravity is set, our gravity is set, our input type is set, our select all on focus is set. One more thing we have to do is set the, so this is kind of weird. We're going to set the width to first customer's get width. And you might be wondering, why do we have to set the width? Because by default, it's already what we want it to be, is wrap content. And furthermore, we just set the layout params, which also copies the width. So why do we have to separately set it here? And I will explain that at the end of the video. So that's the first edit text. Let's make another one. And I'm kind of rushing here, partly because I'm kind of annoyed that I have to remake this video, and partly because, again, like I said, you guys are starting to get it now. Okay, so I just copy and pasted, replaced ET1 with just 2, all the way down. And then we don't want to set the text to customer. We can just set it to amount 1 of 1.get text. And remember, amount 1 of 1 has a text value of $0, and that's what we want to set all the subsequent edit text to's to. And we do the same thing for all these. Switch first customer to amount 1 of 1, because that's the layout properties that we're copying. Okay, and with that done, and you'll notice here, we could have replaced this string here, this customer, with first customer.getText. The only reason I didn't was because last video I wanted to talk about strings, so that was a good example. So you can replace that if you want. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, moving on, let's make an image button. So image button, let's call it IB equals new image button with the context of this main activity. And we're going to set it to set image resource, which sets the source, or the picture, and just put it as r.drawable. The name of your image minus the extension. And it's all red here, that's just Eclipse being laggy. And remember, there's 4 drawables folder, but you only put r.drawable and it'll automatically pick the right resolution one. Okay, and you also, if you're wondering why we don't use get image resource from this image here, it's because there actually is no method that is get image resource. So there's set image resource, but there's no easy get image resource like there's get layout params. I'm not really sure why. I'm sure there's a good reason for why, but I don't really care. So we're going to do it this way. We're just going to put the actual image location. Okay, everything looks alright. Let's add everything to the row. We already had ET1, so let's add ET2. And let's go ahead and add the image button. Okay, let's try it out, and let me check out my time here. 10 minutes so far. Okay, that's about what I expected. Excellent. And we're just waiting for our AVD as usual. Look at that. That's nice, isn't it? That is nice. Everything looks very good. You select it and it selects everything. Sorry, I double clicked there. But here, let me try again. Select, 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 select. Everything gets selected automatically. The alignment is correct. The layout, gravity is correct. There's buttons. Everything is looking good. Okay, I said I would explain the set width part. So you shouldn't have to set the width, right? Because we copied the layout parameters, and that includes height and width. But look what happens when I take it out. Something really weird happens. Just drinking some Mountain Dew. Okay, when I hit new button, look what happens. For some reason, it seems to push the image button in this first row to the side, outside of the window, and then it wraps or makes the width of the edit text here just continuously adjust to and wrap around whatever is in the content is. And the reason that it's not supposed to do that, if you remember, is because we told our main table all the way in our XML up here to shrink and stretch columns such that it's always filled. Like it fills the screen perfectly. That's what this says, right? That's what we told it to do. But it looks like for some odd reason, when you copy the layout parameters, it interacts with the shrink and stretch columns code in a weird way such that it just looks bad. So the way to get around it is to do what we did, which was after you set the layout parameters, just set the width to the width up here, and that will fix it so that it looks like it's supposed to look. Okay, so before we end the video, I'm just going to go through everything again as a recap like I always do. So we created two new edit texts, or we didn't, not new ones, but we created two variables and we assigned them to the edit text from our XML so that we could access them and we can borrow their layout format or their layout properties. So we created two edit texts here, and we basically just stole the layout properties from our XML edit text and gave it to these new ones. So that, and then we made sure to select all on focus to true, and we made an image button and set the drawable, and then we added them all to the row, and we added the row to main table so that every time they click addDinerButton, all this stuff happens and it looks like this thing of beauty right here. Okay, great. So we're making some good progress, and I'm going to end this video, and I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. So yeah, good day and good night. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and I just caught something, so I'm going to append this to the video. Right here we used amount 101 get text. That actually doesn't work, because if you think about it, or sorry, not this one, or yeah, this one. If you think about it, the user can actually change the name of the amount. So we want this to always start off at $0, but the user could have changed this already before he hit the new diner button. He could have changed it to like $5, and then we'll have a new user starting off with $5, and we don't want that. We want it to always be $0. So just change that to $0 and put it inside quotations to make it a string. And one other thing that I want to add, so for these two right here, these two text views, when I made the earlier tutorials, I said to set the what is it? I said to set the gravity. I want to change that. Oops, sorry, right here. Erase the gravity for both of them, and then go down and, or sorry, I misspoke, I'm sorry. So for both of these, in the previous tutorials I said change the layout gravity. Undo that. Set the layout gravity to empty, and then go down and change the regular gravity to right center vertical for customer, and I believe center for, oh yeah, right there, center for the $0. So your XML should look like this. Gravity is right center vertical, and gravity is center, not layout gravity. It was layout gravity before, change it to gravity. The reason for this is it's a really minute Java thing. I'm not going to explain it. It's just stupid. So just change it and then don't think about it. Okay, so two things. Change from layout gravity to gravity, and also change to $0 hard-coded instead of getting the number from amount 1 of 1. Okay, thanks, and that's it. See you next time.